welcome to another home safari. My name is Eunice, and you guys just saw 3 of our pigs that live here in our children's zoo. So I'm going to introduce them to you guys. So Magnolia is the furthest one that you guys see with the spots. And then we have Cinder, who's our tan guy here. And then we have Thatcher, who also has spots. So the 2 spotted pigs, those are what we call our miniature Juliana pigs. So they are full grown now. They are 8 years old. And then Cinder, our tan pig, he is actually a mix of miniature Juliana and other small pig. And you guys may be wondering, why is there newspaper out here? Why are there cardboard tubes? Why are there cereal boxes out here? Well, pigs, they are extremely smart, extremely intelligent, and they do spend lots of time using that nose that you guys can see rooting around. So it's our job to think of creative ways to allow them to use that nose and dig around looking for different things to eat. So right now, Thatcher, he has actually found some grain in what we call our snuffle mat. And then all of our newspaper, we actually have different types of veggies in there. So Cinder, you're seeing that he has found some romaine lettuce in there. But again, if you're looking at these guys, pigs are meant to root around, so this is a great way for them to get to use that nose and find different veggies. And it looks like Magnolia over there has found a cereal box, and she's found some veggies in that cereal box as well. If you guys do have questions, feel free to send them in. We definitely would love to answer as many of our questions as we're able to. So here's a close-up of Miss Magnolia. All of our pigs, they do have different personalities. So Magnolia, she is definitely the bold pig. She's very confident. She's always very excited to do anything that we ask of her. So she's usually the first one that gets to help us out in the shows. And then the boys, Cinder and Thatcher, they're a little more shy. So Thatcher, he's the guy that's with our snuffle mat right now. He always takes a little more time to get used to new situations. And then Cinder over here, I would say out of all 3 of our pigs, Cinder probably loves scratches the most. So they definitely all have unique personalities. Thatcher wants to show us what's in that box. That was very nice of you. But these guys, we do lots of different enrichment with them. This is one of them, so they get to use that nose, root around, looking for different things to eat. We also take our pigs on lots of walks throughout the day. So you guys may, when you're visiting, you may have seen us taking our pigs out for some exercise, which is really great for them. We try to exercise them a few different times throughout the day just to keep them nice and healthy. They also actually roll out our red carpet in the morning for our members. So we'll take them up for a nice morning walk, and then they get to use that nose and roll out that carpet for everyone to see. So Jay, hello Jay. So what is their favorite food? You know, I have to say I think it changes, because I used to think it was their grain, but every now and again I'll put some different things out, whether it's grain or veggies, and I think sometimes they'll choose to go to their veggies first. So I think when you're a pig, you like all types of food, so they definitely aren't very picky. So right now, Cinder, you guys are seeing, so right now he's got some carrots, he has some celery in there, some sweet potato, and as you see, he's happy to eat any of that. Hi, Rebecca. Is their fur soft? So pigs, their hair is actually a little more coarse than you would think. Their hair can actually be used to make paintbrushes, but it's definitely not soft. So animals that have soft hair usually do better being out when it's really cold. These pigs, their hair is a little more coarse, so their hair is more about keeping their skin protected from any scratches, any scrapes. If they were to be walking through any thick shrubbery, this is what their hair was protection for. So yeah, it's a little bit more coarse than you would think. Hi, Heather. How did you come up with their names? Oh, that's a great question. So the 3 little pigs. So Magnolia, we named them after the 3 little pigs, the story of the 3 little pigs, which that's actually an activity that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. So Magnolia, we named her that name for wood. And then Thatcher, over here, we named him Thatcher, like a thatch of straw. And then Cinder, our 3rd pig, we named him for Brick. So we had a little fun with naming them. Rick, hello Rick. Do they make good pets? That's definitely a question that a lot of people ask us about. So these guys, they are a domestic breed, so they can be a pet, but we always tell people to make sure to do your research These guys are extremely smart. They need lots of exercise, and as you guys see, they love lots of stimulation. So we always tell people, if you're able to provide a really healthy diet, if you're able to provide lots of exercise, lots of stimulation, then they can make a really good pet. But we always tell people to do your research first. And also you want to make sure you know just how big your pig is going to get. Some people will get really small pigs and they aren't sure exactly what type of pig that it is. And sometimes it gets a little bit larger than you're able to take care of. So we always just tell people to make sure to do your homework ahead of time. So Christy asked, who is their favorite keeper? I definitely think that these pigs are really smart, and I truly think that they like different things about all of us. So for instance, I love to do lots of exercise with them. We have other keepers. Ellie loves to do lots of enrichment, and I truly think that they look forward to different things with each of us. So I think they enjoy any of us that are around. Hi Don, he asked, how do you train them? Yeah, so pigs, very, very smart. So we train them just like all of our animals around the zoo, using operant conditioning, positive reinforcement. So it's kind of like how you would train your dog at home. So if we ask our animal for a certain behavior, as soon as they offer it, we're gonna give them a nice treat. And so these guys, they are part of our Barnyard Bonanza encounter. So they do know lots of different behaviors, which I was gonna see if one of them wanted to come out and show you guys some of their behaviors, but I have a feeling I made this yard pretty exciting. So they're gonna be spending a little bit of time in here, but we'll see if anyone looks like they've had enough fun, we might bring one out and we can show you guys some of their different behaviors that they know. Nancy asked, are they smart? Yes, they are extremely smart. We've, we have lots of different animals that we work with, and I gotta say, pigs, I feel like, are one of the smartest that I've had the privilege of working with. So I really enjoy coming in every day and thinking of creative new ways to enrich them, to train them. Thatch is having fun with his nose in there. And he's smart. If you guys notice, he actually took that to a corner, and the reason he did that is he knew that he could push it up and some of that grain would fall out, showing just how smart he is. Elaine asked how big they get. So this breed of pig, the miniature Juliana, this is full grown. So Thatcher, who you guys are checking out now, he is actually about 70 pounds. He may not look that big, good boy Thatch, but he is close to 70 pounds. And then Cinder, the tan guy, he is about 45, 50 pounds. And then Magnolia over there eating some carrots. It looks like she buried them, so she's got to get them back out of that mulch. She is in between, so she's about 55, 60 pounds. But depending on the type of pigs, there's different breeds of pigs that can get really large. So again, you definitely want to do your research if you do decide to have a pig living with you, to make sure you know just how big they will get. Let's see here. Gemma asked, why are they wagging their tails? So I do think when pigs are eating, they're happy. So I think anytime pigs are eating, those tails are wagging. And they do seem to always be wagging their tails when they're going on walks with us throughout the day. Pigs can also wag their tails to help with insects and bugs that might be attempting to bite their skin. So that's another reason that pigs will wag their tails. Let's see here. Kat asked, are they vegetarians? That's a really great question too. So pigs are what's known as omnivores. So just like us, we like to eat lots of vegetables, we like to eat lots of fruits. We also eat different types of meat. So pigs, they are the same way. So they'll eat, as you guys see, lots of different types of vegetation, but they can also eat different bugs as well. So they are not picky eaters. And something that I haven't talked about in this yard, if you guys see, we have a piece of bamboo. So one thing that we do that's really neat, every department in the zoo is part of what's called a browse program. So what that means is all of our animals, they obviously like to eat different types of vegetation. So we have a staff of people that actually bring different types of vegetation to us, and we can actually give it out to our animals in unique ways. And we even freeze our browse. That way we can continue to give out different vegetation year round. So these pigs, they do love this bamboo, but as you guys are seeing, they prefer digging around looking for some of their treats. But typically if I give them bamboo without all this other stuff, they're interested in it. But it's kind of fun to see when they have so many choices what they choose to do. And as you guys see, it's kind of neat that they're choosing to work for their food, which is again naturally what pigs like to do, is spend time working for their food. So yeah, they're doing just that. Anna asked, how many babies do they have? So depending on the type of pig, typically they'll have, oh Cinder, you're being so good. Typically they'll have anywhere from 8 to 12, sometimes 4 to 8. It kind of depends if you're talking about different pigs, you know, what their environment is like, how much food they have. But yeah, typically anywhere from 6 to 10 babies at a time. And they're typically pregnant for about 3 to 4 months. But again, it kind of depends on what type of pig you're talking about. And again, some of these wild breeds, obviously, depending on the access, you know, how much access to different resources that they have as well. Maya asked, do they eat newspaper? So when we first started doing different enrichment with them, we did make sure to pay attention to if they were eating anything that they should not be eating, which obviously we don't want our pigs eating newspaper. But as you guys see, Magnolia right there with the old spaghetti box, she does a good job digging through that box to find her actual food. Cinder over there with his cardboard tube. So they don't eat newspaper. It's just a way that it's something that we use to help give them that rooting behavior. Emma asked, how old are they? So they are all 8 years old. They turned 8 years old on April 1st. So Magnolia and Thatcher, they are brother and sister. And then Cinder has the same dad. So he is a brother as well, but he does have a different mom, and that's why he looks a little bit different. You guys see that he doesn't have those spots like Magnolia and Thatcher. So he does have a different mom, so he does look a little bit different. Katie asks, what is their lifespan? So these guys, as long as we keep them nice and healthy, we're hoping 15 to 20 years, but that can obviously vary a little bit. But these guys are gonna live to be 200. Gavin asks, oh, what is their best sense? Yes, so if you look at these guys, so Magnolia right now, the closest one to us, so if you look at their face, you can see just how big that nose is. So you guys have probably been checking out how flexible their nose is as well, also how sensitive their nose is. That nose of theirs is extremely good. They can smell very, very well. So they're definitely gonna use that the most, but Thatcher, you'll see his ears are pretty big too. They can hear pretty well. They also can see okay, but if you had to say for sure, I would definitely say that nose. Kristen, do we have to do things to care for their hooves? Yes, great question. So these guys, we do walk them quite a bit throughout the day. So as you guys see, let's see who you're checking out right now. Thatcher, if you look at his feet, so he actually has 4 toes. And if you notice, he only walks on 2 of those toes. And then the 2 upper toes, you see he's not putting any weight on. So we monitor those 2 toes that he's walking on, but since we do give them lots of exercise, we've never had to trim those toes that they're walking on, but we certainly could if we need to. Those upper toes, we do trim them every now and again, and they are happy if some treats are involved, just hang out and we can just trim those upper toes as well. But for the most part, yeah, we do lots of exercise, so we haven't needed to trim those toes that they're putting weight on. Samuel asks, do they take baths? So pigs, they love to roll in mud. However, these pigs have never liked to roll in mud. So we've tried it with them at different stages. When Cinder was a baby, he did like rolling in the mud. Thatcher and Magnolia wanted nothing to do with it. And then as they got older, we kept trying to give them mud, and they decided that they weren't very interested in it. So that's kind of what pigs are known for, is rolling in that mud. And what mud can do is keep their skin nice and cool if they're warm out, and also keep their skin safe from any of those insects. Just like we were saying with that tail wagging, also rolling in mud kind of keeps their skin protected as well. All right. Well, like I talked about earlier, the 3 little pigs is what we named our little pigs after. So we have a really fun activity for you guys. If you guys are interested, you guys can create your own your own story involving pigs. Maybe it's 1 pig, maybe it's 3 little pigs. But we always love to see what you guys create. You guys can draw pictures. There's lots of different stories that have pigs involved. So yeah, feel free if you guys would like to, and please send that in. We love to see what you guys send in to us. And then if you guys are able to, any donations that you guys do give is going to go to continuing to give these guys lots of good food to eat, lots of wonderful care. And thank you so much for watching, and definitely tune in tomorrow again to check out what we have. Thank you guys.